Hey everybody, I am going live on this platform. I have never been live on this platform before. Um, so I don't expect a lot, but I haven't even been actually on any social media platform for about 4 weeks. I kind of took a break around the holidays and spent time on family. That was kind of intentional, and then it just went longer unintentionally than I had anticipated. So yeah, so this is my first post in video and first anything for 2021. So I thought it would be fun just to have you work with me or watch me work. I actually have some embroidery items that I am going to make. That's why you see the embroidery machine behind me. And I don't typically do a lot of videos with embroidery items. I don't really know why that is. It's not on purpose, but I intend to do maybe some more coming up into the new year. I do sell embroidery like in my Etsy shop, but I don't really work the Etsy shop. And sorry, my kids are home. They're doing e-learning this week. But yeah, so I thought I would just kind of show that. I also, in my craft business, like aside from what I put on the internet, I have some like boutiques and some shops that I work with, and I do locally their embroidery work for them. So like they sell items for kids and babies or for women like scarves or whatever, and they offer a service to have their monogram put on it or a name, you know, simple embroidery items. Or like personalizations. And so I am the person that they've contracted to provide that service for their customers. So like how it works is they take the order and the person purchases the item there in the store and they pay for the embroidery, and then I do like a pickup or something like that, and I get the items and I bring them here and I monogram them, and then I return the items like within a certain set of guidelines, and it usually depends on like what the customer wants, but they tell the customer that, you know, it's about, you know, a week, and they can come back and pick up the items. And I do my best to do it within less than 5 days, even though that might overlap sometimes on a weekend. It just gives me time to get it done and work it within my schedule. And you know, like sometimes I'll do embroidery at night after the kids are in bed. I'll do a few of those orders and then take them back, you know, somewhere in the next day. And then, yeah, so it kind of works out. And then they pay me like at a wholesale rate of what they've charged that service. So it's beneficial to them and it's beneficial to me. So that's something I have done for 5 going on 6 years, and I absolutely love it because it's just an additional income into the business. And if you have a craft business where you can offer personalization, then you know, why not check with your local like boutiques and stuff and see if they would contract out a price, you know, with you to offer personalization. So I just thought I'd give that tip out there, especially I know there's a lot of people who are doing craft businesses, they have craft businesses, and you know, you're looking to like expand or find different ways. Then I just thought, you know, I'd share that. So that being said, I'm gonna do some work today, and I'm actually working on getting some of this embroidery done for that shop or for that boutique. And so I thought it would be fun to just kind of perfect. It might not, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so I thought it would be fun to do a couple of items this morning and just kind of show you guys my embroidery machine and see how it works. All right, so I think I like this font. Like I'm working, just so you know, I'm working on Embrilliance, and it's a name that we are putting on the end edge of a blanket. So the customer wants the person's name like along the rim of a blanket, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm putting the name on the edge, and they've given me the items here, and I'll just show you these items. So these are like some of the typical like boutique items. Now I don't run the boutique, like I don't have anything with the boutique or what they pick, but I just want to show you guys. This is the brand Barefoot Dreams. These blankets are absolutely adorable. These are pricey items. They are, you know, kind of expensive for what they sell in the boutique, so it is like that higher end quality. And they like, you know, send them out to me to do the embroidery. So sometimes I get a little nervous because they are such price items, but look how cute is this. Now, super adorable for a baby boy. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add his little monogram right here, okay? And we're gonna match it, the thread color, to the button. And we're gonna do the same thing for this. This is the same brand, the Barefoot Dream, well, let me see. Barefoot Dreams, little buddy snuggie, and these things are really cute. So like what I do is when they give it to me, I open them up, and then they put it all back together for the customer, which is kind of cool. And it has like these papers in it. You can kind of hear, has like these papers in it, just to kind of like protect it. But look how sweet these are. And then I'm gonna put the monogram like right here. And this is a different one. So this one has like this circle dot pattern in it. Normally it's just all one color. It doesn't even have like this, like the way these come. And because that's like perfectly aligned, I'll probably put the monogram right inside of it. Normally I'd come down a little bit so it would be like in this area, but I just feel like because the dot is there now, I probably should line that up. So that's what I'm going to do. See, it has these like little papers. All right, so these first two monograms are the same. So I like to, when I do embroidery too, one of the things that I like to do is kind of batch the job. I'm sorry, like it is so dark in here. I wish I could turn on, I have another light, but I didn't turn that one on, and the plug is way over there. It's not gonna reach. So what I like to do is I like to batch these orders. So like if there's a monogram, then, and I like to do the smallest to the biggest order. And I know some of you would probably do your biggest order to the smallest. I don't really know. It depends on how you want to eat the elephant or eat the frog, whatever that phrase is. So what I do is if I have two monograms that are exactly the same, like I don't really have to resize them, and it's going on two items, and it's typically the same color, and even if it's not the same color, I do those two first because it's like two I can get done off the list, and then I work my way up to the longest embroidery item. So we're gonna do a couple of them today, just live, and we'll see how it goes, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna save this file. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. And let me just get that saved. See? So I'm just stretching out the name. And then I'm gonna close this. And one thing I like to do before I put everything, all my files on the computer, I put them on a jump drive. And then I move it to my machine. And the machine that I'm using, it's an embroidery machine. It's a multi-needle machine. It is 6 needles. So basically, I have the option to have 6 different colors on it at one time. If you're not familiar with embroidery, that's just how it works. And so I've turned it on already this morning, and I think, oh, let me oil it. I always oil my machine in the morning, or you know, whenever it is that day that I'm going to work with it. And then the other thing that I check is my bobbing thread, and so mine is a little low, so I'm gonna go ahead and change it because I know that I have a lot of I have like 4 or 5 items that I'm gonna do, and I know what's on there is not gonna be enough, and so that's the little bobbin that's like right there in my machine, and I always keep them on hand. Over here, I have like a whole little stash of them. Oh, you can't even see on the computer. Right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a fresh one in because this one is very low. And what I like about these is that they are magnetic, so it tells you like the exact right way that they go in. My machine is a little bit older. Like I said, I've been doing embroidery for this particular boutique almost 5 years, and I started doing embroidery like services for people about a year ago, or 5 years ago, but I worked with embroidery or had a machine maybe 6 years ago. So this isn't my first machine, is my point. I'm sorry, I've got a little scatterbrain here. But this is not a brand new machine. It's, gosh, I want to say, I think I got it in 2016, so it's at least going on, it's about the same, 5 years. I got it shortly after I had my first machine, which was a Brother machine. It was like $1,100. It was actually from a boutique, and I purchased it like from a dealer that sells like Brother machines, and they do like sewing classes and all of that, and they have like embroidery classes too. I went for a class where you use like their machines, and then I was looking like to purchase one, and I was gonna get one from like, they even had like some basic ones at Walmart. And actually, I'll even back up a little bit more on that. I had a Singer embroidery machine that was very nice. I think I ordered it off of like QVC or somewhere like that. I can't even remember. And I think because it was like shipped to me like in the mail, something got messed up with it, or I don't know. I could never get it to work right. I barely did anything with it, and I was lucky enough to like sell it to someone who knew about Singers and loved Singer, and they wanted it, so I was able to sell it. And I purchased a machine from the dealer where like I took it home myself, like I carried it home, so it like felt better that it wasn't like shipped and, you know, rummaged about in the mail. And then I worked on that one, doing embroidery and having like the Etsy shop I had a different name actually back then. And then I worked, you know, and saved up and purchased this one. And you guys, if you do embroidery work, you know these are kind of expensive machines. So if you're looking to get into it, just do your research, talk to a dealer. This one was also, let's see, did I set this one up? I think this specific machine, so I had a dealer where they were very cool about it. So I kind of like negotiated a little bit. I got a little bit lower as far as they could go. They had a special on it at the same time, so that was good. And I want to say it was around 8,000. I don't know. And I paid for it. So I, you know, did it at the store, and then they sent their salesperson who sets up these machines. He came out, he like leveled it to the area like where I wanted it, which is pretty much lived in this little corner. And I have worked, you know, on that machine since, and I take it every year, kind of like an oil change, and get it serviced. So if you're looking to get into one of these, it's definitely like, it has its maintenance, and it has like different, you know, things that you got to consider. So, all right. So I'm taking off a color here because I'm going to be using mostly this color for this customer. She wants, again, to match the buttons on this onesie. So this is kind of like where we're going. And I'm going to thread this machine with this thread. And then I'm going to pull through that color. you guys know, like when I go to turn it on, it's gonna be kind of loud, but I'm going to do my best. So, let's see here. All right, so I have this piece of stabilizer, and I use a sticky stabilizer. I order this from the same dealer that sold me the machine. I order like a big roll of it, which it's starting to get kind of low. And I don't do embroidery every day. It's not my main part of my business anymore. It used to be the only thing like of my business. Well, I say that the only thing. So I started making jewelry first, and then I moved into embroidery, and then this kind of took over, and embroidery was like my main thing. And then that changed. So I'm just crafty all around, I guess. I don't know. All right. So I use the fast frames. I know some of you might be familiar with fast frames. These are my favorite thing to use. I know that I bought these like right when my machine came out. So this is just what I do for this. And I just keep that nice and smooth on there. And then we're going to start with the little baby onesie. So what I'm going to do is I keep washi tape right here in my area. And so I lay out the item, like especially if it's like a shirt or a garment, onesie, whatever, and I lay out like where the center point will be of where I want the monogrammed item to be. This one is so small that, you know, I can eyeball it, but like on bigger ones, I do like use like a guard to kind of measure where that's going to be. And sometimes I even take like a little pen or a pencil and I draw a dot on the spot on the tape. So like that. See? So it's easy. And then I put it on the machine where it lays flat best, like where the item lays. And then what I do is I use the machine to line up the spot according to where I've laid it down. That way there's no pressure with doing this, you know, using this hoop or whatever on the embroidery. And like that way you can kind of move it around. So like I may use this same stabilizer for like, since these are so small, I may use it like over here and then tape off again and then use the rest of the stabilizer here just to kind of like be a little more frugal with that stabilizer. So, and if you have a, like if you do embroidery and you have, you use your fast frames. I found these at the Dollar Tree. These little like clamp clips, and they kind of help hold the garment in place. Just so, you know, it doesn't move around. That makes sense. Okay, so close. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my color. Because I did have a new color I added. Let's see, and I usually just like pick one that is similar. I don't really match it to the same brand. I know that's crazy, but I just I don't know why that is. I just tell it what the color is, and then I just select that color for my actual item. And I'm just checking. She sent with the items, like I always do this at the tail end. She sent what she wanted for each one. So I'm just like double checking, like this is the outfit. She wants these letters and she wants it in the button color, TSR. So my number 4 is that, and then I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna set that. I'm gonna pick my color. And I'm going to rotate this because I put this onesie on the side, like I put it sideways so it's not like looking at it, you know, front to front. So I have to rotate that, and that's one thing you have to like make sure you do, otherwise you'll stitch it sideways and nobody wants that. So just a tip. All right, and so then when I get done editing it in here, there's a little red dot that pops up and it tells me like where I need to move it to match to my dot that I drew on my my little onesie. And then what I like to do is I like to test how far left and right and high this little monogram is going to go. And I like to make sure it's pretty accurate. And then the last thing I do before I put my pin back to the thing is I take the little edge of the pin and I pick up my tape because I don't want to put this tape, I don't want that in the embroidery. So I just lay it here if I have another item or whatever. Okay, and then I close it and then I go from fingers to there. And this has about 4 minutes of stitching, so we'll do that. We will do that, and I just like to watch, make sure. Okay, so it should go. And it's gonna be kind of loud, so I do apologize for that. But I was wondering, do you guys have, let me see, any comments or questions? Let's see. I'm just wondering if you guys, so I see more of you have joined. Any questions? Let's see. I'm not sure. I've never, like I said, I have not been live on here, so using this platform for chat and looking at comments is kind of new to me, so I apologize for not being aware. I will learn though. All right, so it's gonna stitch out that one, and then what we're gonna do is take it off, and I'm gonna do the same monogram on the other item that I have where the customer wanted 2 of the same. So I'm gonna check it really quick because I don't like to walk away. That's the beauty of these machines. You can be hands-free, whereas like a tabletop machine, you have to kind of be there and more watch babysit. These allow you, as long as you set up every single thing, they allow you the freedom to kind of be hands-free. But I like to be like there with it, you know, so just so I can troubleshoot like anything that might happen, or you know, I can stop the machine in a stitch to prevent anything. So and then we'll go from there. Let's see. All right. So I'm trying to see where. I don't know. Anyway. it's got like 1 minute left and it'll be done, and I'll take it off and I will show you guys. Yep, almost done. Alright, so here it is, and like with that stabilizer, I just want to show you the back. You see how it's not, so we can put like cloud cover on there since this is for like a baby. I'll probably do that later. Just so it doesn't like irritate their skin. And then let's put the buttons back together on this, and I'll show you how he turned out. This little guy, it's such an adorable little onesie, like people put their kids in now. They didn't have this cutest ones like this when I had my babies. They were a little more basic. They still have the personalization going on, but look how sweet. Isn't that adorable? I think that is so cute. So that is one down, one done. And I know I'm taking longer than I normally do because I could probably like get all of this done in like less than an hour, but I just wanted to take the time and come on here to show you guys kind of how I do a different part of my business because I don't always show that part. So I normally do live videos and I do blog posts and you know, I talk about like Cricut and Silhouette, which I have both. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Was that like messed up? I apologize. This stuff. This kind of like helps the embroidery not suck through, like a water soluble. Some people use saran wrap or dry cleaning like wrap. You know what I'm talking about? What this does is it puts the stitches on top of a fabric that tends to suck down into itself. So by doing this, it just helps. All right, so my dot is pretty much in the same, so I'm gonna check it out and see how big we go with it. And it looks really good, actually. So we're gonna do the same one. And we're gonna let that one work. Let me get this little thread. So, do you guys have any questions for me? I need to go and look back and see what the comments are. But yeah, so this is just like one of the parts to my many facets of a craft business. I just wanted to share that. I also talked about already why it took me so long. This is my first time live on YouTube. And so for 2021, I want to talk about goals and things like that. So for 2021, I haven't decided. I have shirts and things like that I sell, but it's random. It's not as heavy in the business as it has been. And it's not my favorite thing to like create anymore. Like I will do it. I will do it for family and friends, but it's not always my favorite thing to make a whole bunch of shirts. Different shirts all at once. And so I'm thinking about changing up that piece of the business. I still love doing the services for people because I don't have to supply the goods. Like if they bring the shirt to me, then that's a lot easier. But if I have to hunt down like the size and have an inventory of shirts and stuff like that, that's hard. I know a lot of embroideries, they do a lot of kids shirts, and I did a lot of that for a time being, but it wasn't, it wasn't like it still wasn't my favorite because I had to keep an inventory of the shirts. So I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. The other thing that I want to do for this year is I want to look into getting like a wood laser, like for engraving and cutting out wood kits, because I'm really big on the home decor kits. I'm really big into the creating something and making it my own. So I'd like to sell those kits where I'm not really making the thing. Like I'll sell the individual pieces and the kits that you can put it together, because I've been really good with that in the past and I enjoy that. And teaching. So I have some things coming in the works where I do a lot with my kids' school and things like that, and I'm really thinking about teaching and adding some of the kids' crafts and DIYs that you can do with your kids, or have like activity packs. And so that's something that I'm trying to marry into Crafty Life Mom, because I'll always be crafty. I'll always be my kids' mom. So yeah, that's what I think personally where I want to go for 21. We will see though. I hope you guys stick around, or if you are not a subscriber, I hope you subscribe and see what happens with this journey, because I feel like it's that year of taking a step back and really seeing the direction of where I want to go. You love my goals. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I saw somebody said that they love my brick wall. So let me show you. Hold on, let me turn this way. My brick wall, I go live in front of that wall a lot. It is not real brick, guys. So you can see like right here, it's like where the builder who built this house, it's like an inset into the wall, and behind it is textured wall. We bought this brick paneling like in sheets from Home Depot or Lowe's. I can't remember where it was. One of those two, because we have two. They're like literally right down the road from each other. So it was we go to the both. We bought the paneling. It was red brown brick, and I have a whole tutorial on the blog. I think there's even a video of it time-lapsed somewhere in my videos. Where I painted we put it all up, we measured it, it was like a puzzle, especially like in the top and the arch. And then I painted it all white, and I loved it all white, but then I decided to go back and add some like gray tones or textures like here and there. And I just kind of like did it and stepped back and look, and yeah, I absolutely love it. I like this cutout now in the wall so much better. Before it was just like this inset of nothing, and it didn't make sense to me. But I definitely like with my letters, with my Crafty Life Mom, spot. And I go live there, or I go live, let me show you over here, in front of my dream box. You guys see that? I have this thing in the way, sorry. It's like a little light that I should have turned on, but I don't have it plugged in. So, here, I'll actually show you now that it slipped out of the camera. So yeah, there's my dream box. Love the dream box. I open up these side panels and I craft right here, and sometimes I record like top shots. I actually did, I did make some Valentine DIYs yesterday, and I filmed them. So there'll be a Valentine's like decorate with me coming up. So I want to show that. We've just been home this week because my kids had to go into e-learning. And it's been nice to kind of be home and do some crafting. I haven't been home like that in a long time because I have been at my kids' school. I've been there every day, filling in, helping out, teaching kids. I have my degrees and everything, so I can do that and substituting. So that's why I brought up the whole like teaching thing, because it's a passion I have and I feel kind of called to do. But I will always be Crafty Life Mom, and so I think this year is going to be just navigating the two things together and seeing where we land, right? I don't know that I'll do that forever, but yeah, yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you. Just wanted to be real. This is the first place I've put that, and so yeah, maybe you will see more into that. So I hope you stick around. I'm gonna go ahead, I'll pull this off. Let me show you guys this one really quickly. How it turned out. And like once you do these, you can kind of tear this away off the back. You just have to be careful. You don't want to pull or snag your stitches to sink. You like don't want your stitches to like sink through, right? You want them to still rest on the top. So that's why I kind of like go from behind and push them on top. But look how cute that turned out. So he's a little Snuggie buddy, and that monogram is just sitting perfect right in that circle. Isn't that adorable? Look how cute that is. All right, guys. I'm gonna keep working. I have 2 more things to do, and they're a little bit more time consuming, I guess, to like get hooped on the machine. I would love, love, love to keep this going. But that kind of makes me nervous doing this bigger one, and my kids have a Zoom coming up, so I'm gonna get on that, make sure they're all set up. They're supposed to have been reading and doing like an online story right now, so I need to check and make sure that they did that. And this last like what, 35, 40 minutes that I've been here, so yeah, I definitely need to go check on them, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, and hopefully maybe this won't be the first or the last live on YouTube. So thanks if you hung out with me. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you guys next time. Okay?